What's up, guys? Coming at you from the airport, so I apologize about the noise, but it's time for this week's Meathead Minute about travel tips. When I think about things to pay attention to while traveling, first and foremost is hydration. It's really easy to get dehydrated when you're flying to and from different places. One, due to the reduced access to hydration both on the plane and at the airport, and also due to the fluid shifts that occur during flight. Oftentimes it'll look like you've lost weight even if you've been on vacation, not due to exercise, not due to diet, but simply due to the fact that you're dehydrated. So the best way to mitigate that is to drink as much water as possible, at least a gallon a day. Pay attention to how much alcohol you're taking in and how much caffeine, because both of those things can dehydrate you as well. Another thing to pay attention to is muscle cramping. So we all train really hard and then we go and get on a plane for 5 hours. And it's really easy for your hip flexors, your adductors, glutes to get very, very tight. In addition to the pain you can have in your upper back and shoulders. The best way to avoid this is to move around before you get on your flight. You know, sitting to prep for sitting is not the way to go. You want to do some stretching, some isometrics, some movement flow before you get on the plane. That'll reduce any muscle cramping or any pain that you have when you get off. That way you can go back to training quicker. Third thing is compression. I always like to travel in compression tights if I can. These help to reduce any swelling of the lower extremity, extra lower extremity fatigue, because they increase venous return. This also reduces the risk of blood clots on long flights. Even if you're trying to get up and move around on flights, you still have a risk of that. So compression tights, compression stockings, what have you, can be really helpful when you're traveling. Last but not least is travel nutrition. I actually just co-wrote an article about this. Should be looking for that in the Clinical Journal of Sports Medicine pretty soon here. And the most important thing about travel nutrition for athletes is make sure you have clean food. Bring your own food if you have to, if you're going to a remote place to compete. What brings to mind is the 2013 World's Strongest Man. When Brian Shaw brought all of his own food, everybody else got horrible gastroenteritis and he went on to win the title. I don't think that's a coincidence. So paying attention to your food and water sources when you travel and bringing your own food if you have to is really important. You don't want to wind up sick and have that affect your performance. Also in the realm of nutrition is bringing some good healthy snacks with you. Airport food is crazy expensive, it's generally loaded full of crap, and it's just not worth your money. So bring some nuts, some fruit, some jerky, what have you, whatever you need to fit your macros and stay consistent on your diet while you're traveling is a good way to go. That about sums up what I would recommend for travel. We can go into a lot more depth on this, and that upcoming article should have a lot more depth, at least on the nutrition aspect for athletes. And we'll kind of go from there. All right, guys. Well, if you have any questions, post them in the comments, and I'll see you when I get back.